Incredible. What a total success with the propagation of these fruit trees. I still can't believe the result. Today, I'm going to show you a new technique to propagate your fruit trees using materials you probably already have at home. And when you see the final result, you won't believe it. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to need is a pair of pruning shears, because obviously we'll have to cut and prepare our cuttings. We'll also need a small basin, which is where we're going to carry out practically the entire propagation process, and a utility knife that we'll use a little later on. We're also going to need some cinnamon powder. You probably already have a little bit at home, and later on I'll show you exactly what we're going to use it for, because it's going to have a very important role in this method. And now comes one of the secrets of this propagation: willow leaves. This is very interesting for us because willow contains natural compounds related to rooting, and it'll help us prepare the water where we will keep our cuttings. And of course, we also need the stars of this video, our cuttings. In this case, we are going to try with 3 different fruit trees: a lemon tree cutting, a peach tree cutting, and a guava tree cutting. And finally, we will need a small sheet of expanded polystyrene. Depending on the country, you probably know it as Styrofoam, white cork, anime, unicell, or even telgopor. Now, let's begin the process. The first thing to do is to get our cuttings. To do this, we go straight to our fruit trees, and with some pruning shears, we cut a branch from the guava tree, another from the lemon tree, and another from the peach tree. Once we have the 3 cuttings, we're gonna prepare them. We remove the small twigs and practically all the leaves. We can leave a small leaf if we want, but it's really not necessary. We can even remove them all. And why do we do this? Because at this point, the cutting doesn't have roots yet, and we want to prevent it from losing too much water through the leaves. The less plant material it has to maintain, the lower the risk of it dehydrating during these first steps. Once we have the cuttings completely clean and prepared, we move on to the next step. Now we grab our basin and fill it about halfway with water. In this case, I'm using tap water, so you don't need anything special. Although, if you have chlorine-free water, rainwater, or even bottled water, that's even better. And now comes one of the big secrets of this method: willow leaves. We're going to add about a tablespoon directly to the water and stir it very well for about 30 seconds. Willow is especially interesting for this type of propagation because of the natural compounds it contains, such as indole butyric acid and salicylic acid, which can help us during the rooting process. So we stir well and let all these compounds gradually release into the water. And if you don't know where to get these willow leaves or bark, don't worry, because I'll leave information in the description. And if you still can't find it, leave it for me in the comments below, and I'll help you get it. Now let's move on to a step that is optional, but one that I do recommend: adding a little bit of hydrogen peroxide. In this case, we're going to use 3% hydrogen peroxide. That is the typical 10 volume kind we usually have in our first aid kit. We add approximately a teaspoon to the water and stir well so that it spreads throughout the container. And why do we do this? Mainly to help us keep the water in better condition and reduce the proliferation of microorganisms that could end up affecting our cuttings. If the hydrogen peroxide you have is 20 volumes, that is approximately 6%, we'll use half the amount. And remember, this step is recommended, but completely optional. If you don't have hydrogen peroxide, you can continue with the method perfectly fine. Later on, when we change the water, we will add it again, always maintaining the same proportion. Now we retrieve our cuttings, and as you can see, we have a small problem. They are too long for the size of our basin. We need them to fit completely inside the propagator later on without sticking out the top. So we calculate the height we need and cut them roughly a little below the middle, always adapting it to the size of our container. Once we have the 3 cuttings at the right size, we're going to prepare the cut area. And here's another little trick. If you have aloe vera at home, we're going to use its gel to coat the bottom of the cutting really well. We just smear it all over the cut area. This step is optional, but we're interested in it because aloe helps keep that area hydrated and contains different plant compounds that can favor the initial conditions of the cutting. And right after that, we're going to use our cinnamon powder. We apply a small amount over the areas we've cut, covering them lightly. With our cuttings now prepared, here comes one of the most curious parts of this whole method. We're going to make the support that will keep it floating on the water. With the help of the utility knife, we cut a square of approximately 10 centimeters, about 4 inches. It doesn't have to be an exact measurement. We just need it to have enough surface area to float and keep the cutting stable. Once cut, we make a small opening right in the center. And now, look how simple it is. We take our cutting and carefully insert it through that cut until it's held securely. This way, the foam will act as a small float, keeping the cutting in an upright position and the bottom part in constant contact with the water. We place it directly into the basin and repeat the exact same process with the other 2 cuttings. And when we have all 3 floating and perfectly positioned, we'll move on to another little secret of this technique, preparing a simple natural fungicide that we'll use throughout the entire process. And now, we're going to prepare a tremendously simple natural fungicide that will be great for protecting our cuttings throughout the process. We take a container with water and simply add a pinch of cinnamon powder. We don't need anything else. We stir it very well for a few seconds so that the cinnamon is as well incorporated into the water as possible. But pay attention, because we are not going to pour this mixture directly into the sprayer. If we do it that way, the cinnamon particles could end up clogging the nozzle. So we grab a small piece of cotton cloth or any fine fabric we have at home and use it as a filter. We gradually pour the entire mixture through the cloth directly into the sprayer. This way, the larger cinnamon particles get trapped and we only use the filtered liquid. Once we have it, we close our sprayer, lightly spray all the cuttings, and set it aside because we'll use it again during maintenance. And now, yes, we have practically everything ready. The next step will be to turn this simple tub into a small greenhouse for our cuttings. Now we simply cover our tub with a black plastic bag and secure it well around the edges to create that greenhouse effect, which will maintain high humidity inside. We place it in a spot with good light, but very importantly, never in direct sunlight. And the maintenance is very simple. Every 3 or 4 days, we open it up, lightly mist our cuttings, and check the condition of the water. If we are in a warm climate, I recommend changing it approximately every 3 days. If we are in a cooler climate, we can stretch that out to a week. And every time we change it, we prepare the water again by following the same procedure we saw earlier. And now all that's left is to let our propagator do its work and wait to see if we've actually managed to root our fruit trees. Well, about 8 weeks have passed now, so the moment has arrived to discover if it really worked or not. We open our propagator and look at this. Wow, impressive. Look at that wonder, and the amount of roots our cuttings have developed. We've obtained our new fruit trees in a very simple way and practically without spending anything. Now all that's left is to move them into soil. We carefully remove the support so we don't damage the roots and plant each cutting in a small pot using universal potting soil. We don't need anything special. We give them a good watering, and very importantly, we're not going to put them directly in the sun just yet. First, we need to acclimate them. For about 10 days, we leave our pots in a place with plenty of light or partial shade, but always protected from direct sun, practically in the same conditions where we previously had our propagator. Once those 10 days have passed, you'll be able to place them wherever you want. And look at what a simple way to make use of pruning scraps, or to multiply all the fruit trees you want. So if you like this method, leave me a big like, and tell me in the comments which country you're watching me from. and above all, which fruit tree or plant you're going to try it with. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe, because many more methods like this one are coming. And I'll see you in the next one.